Welcome to Self-Formation BU, the podcast where we explore all the aspects of health and business with expert guests. I am your host, Edna Scher, a functional medicine practitioner, mentor with almost 2 decades of experience. My passion is to help you connect the dots between your story, biochemistry and epigenetics, and genetics, and guide you on your journey to becoming your authentic and healthy self. With my company, Ash Consulting, I influence leaders and advocate to promote awareness of sensitive health matters in the corporate world. We support your company in change management and implement healthy working environments that improve productivity, performance, and joy for employees. I have developed my method Self-Formation BU, published articles and studies, and written books, among them MTHFR and Friends, and have been invited to several international podcasts. My aim is to bridge the gap between conventional and functional medicine and bring medicine back to the individual perspective. Join me on the journey of individual and personalized medicine, and let's work together to reach your health and wellness goals. And if you are a CEO looking to improve the health and productivity of your people in your company, contact us at hello@esh-consulting.com. so that we can work together. Remember, motivated employees are the best pill for your healthy business. Discover your authentic self, transform your health. Self-Formation BU. Welcome to Self-Formation BU. Today, in episode 52, I have Roger Meyer with me. He is a strength and also executive coach in the corporate world. And we want to know, like always, who are you? Who made you, or how did you become a coach, and what drives you in the world?
Okay. Thank you for the invitation. Who am I? I'm Roger Meyer. I live in Unterengstringen. This is near Zurich. And with my wife, we have no children, unfortunately. But for 10 years ago, we realized this is not possible. So we organized our life in a different way. And it gives a little bit more freedom, but there is always one tear in the eye of this topic. How did I become to a coach? This is a long way. I originally made an apprenticeship in the Swiss bank, and I worked there. After that, I made some studies in economics and worked on. And then suddenly I realized that this is not the life I have in my heart. So my wife gave me a lot of freedom to continue my education story, and I started to study theology for 5 years. I have a master's degree in practical theology, and within this study, I had a lot of psychology, and I had also a coaching education and mediation and topics like this. So this opened my mind for the coaching setting, for how people, if you can say this, how people function, how is the brain functioning, and how can you use this knowledge to help people to achieve their goals. And after my study, I started in Zurich Bank in the education part. I was a coach for young people who start in the business. And I was there for about 10, 11 years. I was coach. I was also a leader for those young talents. And I made also a lot of concepts for educations. And after like 10, 11 years, I got the possibility to change in my actual role, which is called the business trainer. The business trainer is training directly in people in sales, and so we use there this strength assessment. I made this strength education, a separate one for the asset assessment of Gallup. It's called the Clifton Strength Assessment, and so I work currently now at this role as a business trainer.
That's very interesting because normally, when people become a coach, they go to a coaching school.
Mm-hmm.
But you went through the theological practical studies.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come to the conclusion to become or to study theology? Did you want to become a priest or?
No, no, no. It was just my interesting. I started the first year was like a Bible school. It's called a Bible school. I was there with my wife, and after 1 year, I was so fascinated about reading the Bible, but also already some concepts of counseling, which I was really. I thought, oh, this is so interesting. I really would love to go on there. And then in the discussions with my wife, she told me, "Oh, yeah, go ahead." And so I got the possibility to go ahead, and I never had this goal to get a priest. But yeah, I just followed my heart, which is going in this direction, which is what is interesting, and this is also yeah, reflecting the fact that my number one strength in this Gallup assessment I already mentioned is the learner. So I really it's me a deep characteristic of myself that I really like to learn, and learning is not only like reading and learning by heart something, but also experimenting and looking what is working and try out and yeah, try and error and like this.
I will give you something about from the Hebrew into the learner. I mean, it's very interesting that both in German, English, and Hebrew, learning starts with an L. Like in Hebrew, it's lilmod, and the lamed, the L in Hebrew, is the only letter that if you have like the two lines, the where it stands and where it ends, the L goes above the line, the upper line.
Ah,
So in
okay.
the Kabbalistic view, or the yeah, like the deeper Hebrew view of the letters, because every letter has a meaning and so on. The lamed is the one that seeks from the heaven. It's like something that is
Okay.
above. I mean, also the brain is above. It's not in the
Yeah.
tummy, right?
Yeah.
So we're seeking for more knowledge.
Yeah. Reaching out for more. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's also an habit which also the humans brought forward.
Absolutely.
Can imagine. So this.
Yeah, it's above the instincts. Where an animal is living in an instinctful life, yes, they do learn certain things that we don't know yet of, but they don't have this wanting to understand also psychology and spirituality and so on. That is something that is reserved kind of for the humans. Yeah. Okay, that's just a side dish. So you have prepared also something to show on the screen to explain a bit more the strength analysis.
Yeah.
Would you like to share that, and then we can go through that?
Yeah, sure. So I would love to just share such a profile that you can imagine something when I'm telling I work with a strength profile.
Or you have mine?
No, it's
that was
from
in
a different
German.
person. Just let me share. So you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
So Gallup, the company, American company who did evaluate this assessment, is founded in the positive psychology. And this is really important to know, because positive psychology is not asking the question, oh, there are some humans which are sick, so how can we help them to get well? But it's the question of, oh, there's a human being. What can we give him or her that she starts to flourishing, that he has or she has a well-being in her life? And this is a completely different mindset of science, which was founded by Martin Seligman. I don't know. 20 or 30 years ago, when he got the president of the World Company of Psychologists, he started to postulate this positive psychology. And the man who founded this Clifton Strength was Donovan Clifton. And he was also one of the founders if you will, so of this positive psychology together with Martin Seligman, and he really was asking the questions: what does help to that man or women are happy in her life?
Mm-hmm.
And he made this science, and he asked a lot of people around, and I think at the end of the science was like 2 or 3 million interviews. And out of these interviews, he found he produced those terms which you see here now.
Mm-hmm.
And the conviction is that everybody has these 34 talents, and these 34 talents are all talents that exist within human being, independent of context, culture, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody has like some of them he prefers or she prefers more than the other ones. Which means, so if I use my strengths, which are really which I really love, which I really have in the first rankings here, this gives me energy. Then it does not cost a lot of energy. But if I do have to use talents, or if I have like contexts, I have to take them out. Like let's say the last ones, then it really costs me a lot of energy. And a lot of people, they even don't know what are my 10 most preferred ways to think, to work, to build relationships. And such an assessment gives you an idea. It's not meant that this is you and you really have to believe this, but it helps you to start thinking of yourself in a completely different way, in terms of your strength. So, and we take this assessment, and first of all, we look people what they think about it. So, how does it resonate in your heart, in your mind, in your stomach when you read this? So, you should have responsibility or the first position. So, does it look like this in your life? Then we are looking for like situations in the everyday life. And this man especially was somebody who says, oh yes, it's completely me. I need to be responsible for things. He's in a leadership position, and he really seeks also the topics where he can take leadership. So this ownership, and it really it's such it gives him a lot of energy when he knows, oh, I am in charge of this. Yeah, for example. But he also is a man who likes to learn. So he's also one of these learner, reaching out for more. And and then we go through, and at the end there is like a better consciousness in myself of my talents. So, and if I want then to train some talents which I don't use very often, this gives me the opportunity to diversify myself, to train more precisely things which I really have the talent, but maybe I don't use it so much. But this leads to that I have more happiness and more possibilities and more hypotheses. Also, if I have like topics in my life which are a little bit difficult, difficulties I face, I have new ways I can experiment with when I have such an assessment. And for me as coach, it makes such a difference if I have a strength profile and I have topics which I go through with my coaches. It gives me the possibility to give, I don't know how much, but let's say 2, 3, 4 times faster hypotheses to possible solutions for this problem, because it shows the inner resources somebody has. And with these inner resources, I can formulate a hypothesis. And it's really also magic a little bit when people say, oh my God, I never thought I could do it like this, but it feels completely after me. So it's not very surprisingly, because somebody does not reflect like systematically on what resources you really have in yourself. Maybe you use them a lot in different contexts, but when you're in a problem and you're struggling, you're not thinking like creatively, how could I salute my problems in a different way? But with this, you get really a lot of inspiration.
So I have a question, and maybe I will quickly say for those who only listen to the podcast. So we're seeing different characteristics, and the first 10 starts with responsibility, learner, achiever, self-assurance, relator, and then analytical, command, input, deliberative, and futuristic. And he said he's a leader, and he takes a lot of responsibility. Now, on the other hand, with all the other characteristics, would you then coach him towards empathy, which is only on number 27, pretty low down from 34? Yeah. I mean, if he is in a responsible position and he needs to lead people, he surely needs to have some empathy. No?
Yeah. This is one thing. I when I have the basic coachings, I also look then what are, I say, the backside of the gold medal you have. So the strength is the gold medal, but every gold medal has a backside, and there is also some negative possibilities that it can occur. And if somebody does not have a lot of blue strengths, blue means this is the color for relationships, to build up relations, then I ask this person how does he feel in building up relations, how conscious he or she is doing this. And you have mentioned the empathy on the 27th, which means I really, when I in a talk, I really feel also the person. What does this person feel? Even if she or he does not tell it by words, I really feel it. I feel the vibes in the room. I then look for strengths which work a little bit different, but with the same result. So, and this person has on the 12th ranking, he has individualization. And individualization is also a blue strength, which means this person really has fast. He has also like good antennas, not for the feelings of my people I'm talking to, but for the whole person as well. So he's drawing maybe unconsciously a picture of the person I have in front of me, and really out of this also the possibility to vary
if they fit into the team or not, for example.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Fitting like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah, now I see that, like, you have here the blue ones, the 26, includer, empathy, adaptability, and then positivity. They're pretty low down.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's more in the practical. He's not so much in the heart, or
he's
more rational.
Do not underestimate the relator on the 5th position, because the relator means if he is in context of relationships which really like a little bit closer, then the relationships always is a thought of. So if he's in the context of a person in his near environment, then he always is looking also through this glass. What does this mean for my precious relationships with these people? It's not like he's not so empathy maybe, but he's also a little bit warm-hearted, and he also he has like four strength in the green topics. So the green topics means the strategic thinking. So he is also very a thinker. So I would really say that what you said is correct. He's more in the doing and in the thinking, but in the relationships. Yeah, this is true.
So which one is then? What is the orange?
The orange ones are the influencing strengths. So which means people with a lot of orange strength, they really have the need of influencing a group, a company, a topic. They can really also push something forward, or go into politics and take influence on.
Okay, and the purple?
The purple ones are the
practical.
The practical things. Yeah, exactly. So the achiever he has on the 3, the achiever always is the thought of, I really have to get done it.
Yeah.
So he really wants
he's
to get
not
done
going
a
to
lot of
be
things.
one. He won't be a person who will procrastinate.
Um, yeah, he has a lot of potential to not procrastinate, but he also has potential to procrastinate, because if you see, he has a lot of green ones, and the green ones really like to think about it.
Okay.
So maybe you see also the 8, the input. So new topics are really interesting. He loves to learn. He loves to analyze, analytical. He also has the futuristic, so he's thinking also in the future. And if all the greens work together, then maybe it could occur that he has a task on his desk, but he's not continuing because he's just enjoying this new topic and learning and looking in the future. What could this bring for possibilities? But the achiever will, at a certain point, will remind him, hey, maybe you should get done now these things. So it regulates, the achiever regulates in a good way the green ones, and this is all about balance also. So I also talk to people, how do they feel the balance of these strengths? Some of the strengths are really like diametral against themselves. For example, the achiever, he has on the 3, but for example, another one is let me see, the deliberative. Is this in German Behutsamkeit? Is possible? Deliberative? No, deliberative is like...
No. It's like to do something purposely, like deliberate action.
Okay.
Like Zielstrebigkeit, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, so but then it's a bad example. Then my English is too bad to translate these strengths. But 2 strengths which are definitely also against each other is like the activator he has on the 14, and the maybe the intellect. So those strengths are not very in the front by him. But if somebody has both of them, then he really is like a thinker, but also like just a starter. So, and these 2 talents, on the first view, you might think, oh, this is really difficult for people. But this is also good if I'm not just following every impulse I have, but if I put on my thinking and I think first before I do things. So those 2 are against each other, but in this being against each other, it's like regulating themselves, and they bring a little bit of balance in the personality.
So I've got 2 questions. Firstly, on rage number 31, there is woo. What is woo?
Yeah. This is a word creation by Gallup, which means winning others over. Winning others over means it's a strength of people who really like to get in contact with new persons. Okay. So if you have a room of new persons, and they really think, oh my God, I have to go to everybody because they're all friends, but I did not already get to know them. So really goes and talks and hello, my name is, what's your name? And
okay, I understand. Okay, so interesting word. But the actual question is, so you work employed by Zurich Cantonal Bank, and how do the coachees come to you? Are they contacting you out of their wanting to improve their life, work, and so on? Or does a boss of a department say, like, you have to go to Roger?
Yeah, that's a very important question. So how it works is our top management in the corporate clients, they are really convinced that this tool is really giving benefit to not only personality, but also to a team and also to in terms of performance. But the top management does not give a command that everybody has to do. So it works like this. We only work in teams. So if a team head thinks he wants to do this with his team, he can contact us, and we tell him about the things. And maybe a leader which is not really convinced, he can do it for himself firstly, and we talk to him, and then he's convinced and says, okay, now I do it with the whole team. And we only do it like as a team development with a whole team. that the whole team makes this assessment, and everybody makes a 2-hour like basic coaching, and then we make a team workshop that they get to know each other better. And that they can reflect their everyday working together in terms of strength, and also what are your strengths, that the people get more consciousness about the strength of other ones, because they're really working a lot together, but maybe they did not realize also some potential with other one has. So maybe I do a work which I don't really like, but there is another one sitting at the right side of me, and he really would love to do this work because he has like a talent in 10 or 11, but nobody knows, not even maybe himself. So and then we do this team development, helping people to also exchange the strength with each other, or to talk more about the strength, and also to give more positive feedback on strength. So because normal or a lot of companies, they just have this feedback when somebody is going wrong. But we are convinced that you really should give people like 5-to-1 ratio, the positive feedback, that they see what they're doing good, and then they can learn to do that better, what they already are doing good.
Yeah, I hear that quite often lately from different coaches, the 5-to-1 scheme.
5-to-1 gets the job done.
Exactly. And you're doing that now quite a couple of years, and have you seen as well that people have developed or have transformed in a team so much that they find that it's not their job anymore? They need to move on to a different department or to a different company?
Actually, I have more experience that people who really don't feel themselves suitable anymore in their job, and they have a coaching with me in a team context. So then they have the possibility that they can develop their job profile a little bit more, that they are happy, so they don't have to change the job. I mean, there are some who really changing, but it's more the other way, that people just feel it. They feel it. I don't like this job so much. So then they look, okay, what could we as team do that we give on the works we don't like to do, and we take some other work which we really love to do. And with this rochade within the teams, we get the better team performance at all, but also that the individuals can work more on their personal strengths.
Thanks. Yeah, and I'm sure that also, as always, when we work somewhere on a topic of ours, it has influence in the entire life spectrum, family, partners, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. And what I really also experience a lot is that a lot of people who cannot use their strength in the business context, they use it quite often very intensively in their private context.
Yeah.
So, and that it's also part of the coaching where I ask them when they're not talking about all strength, okay, and what about maybe these people, what about your analytical? Do you really use it here? And they sometimes say, oh no, not in the business, but I have a hobby, or I have another passion in my private time. I really love to do this and that. And then when this package is suitable for this person, you even don't. It's not needed that you use all your strength only in the company context.
Do you work with them also spiritually? Do you do any spiritual guidance, or are you just sticking to the Gallup strength?
What do you mean by spiritual?
Well, as you are a theologist, right?
Okay.
Partly this kind of spirituality. Or working with the. I mean, what is our mind? It is partly spiritual, right? So we need to kind of work with the aboveness.
It depends on who you ask. So someone says, really, it's a part of a holistic work that you also work spiritually. But as you can imagine, in the bank, this is not the correct context for me to work spiritual.
Okay.
And
Well,
also,
money can be also very spiritual.
yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because in my role of coach, I really I am I have the conviction that the coach is coming to me. He has some targets which he really or she wants to get, and I start to talk about the resources and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this is this rule. So
yeah,
but,
well, I'm not meaning religion, right? I'm not meaning religion. I'm just meaning the holistic seeing above and beyond a paper. Yeah, because you are working with people. So I mean,
okay, maybe I misunderstood
I'm not
your definition
like
of spirit.
theology is not only reading from the Bible, right? But it gives
Yeah,
you
sure.
beyond, like also the sense of feeling someone
Yeah,
above and beyond. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you mean it like this, I really have
Yeah.
sometimes I have like ideas which are really popping up in my mind. And then I ask people, oh, I have like a crazy idea, but shall I share it with you? And then when they say, oh, I'm open to that, then I tell them the idea. This is
Yeah, that's what I
happening
meant.
regularly. But maybe it's my holistic definition of spirituality. So which I naturally live out, that I would not say this is specifically spiritual.
Okay. Yeah,
So
yeah,
if
it's all a
it comes
matter
an
of
idea, I mean, if you
definition.
believe in God and you say, okay, when I in my work, it's logical that God is with me and he wants also to work through me. But this does not look very
Professional.
yeah, very special. Yeah.
Okay. So when a team approaches you, first the team leader or manager and so on, and then the whole team works with you. In usually, how many sessions do you get the team into their full strength?
Yeah, this is also a very important question, and the question points to the topic of anchoring the topic. And we have like a curriculum developed, which is if you go through as a team and you really take the time which you also need to grow in the different steps. We have like 3 or 4 workshops, and you just have the basic coaching, and then you have the team workshop 1. It's like a half a day, and then you really work in every day, and like maybe 6 or 9 months later on, then then we make like a revision, and we look, okay, how is the topic working, and would you like to go a step forward? And then we make level 2. So and at the moment when we started 3 years ago, now we have the first groups which we would say, okay, really, they are now in this topic. They arrived here and they are really living out it. But it depends a lot on the leader. So if you have leaders which are really working hard with the team, and the team also likes to do it, then it goes faster naturally. But also a lot of teams, I have to say, that the teams, they make the first workshop, they really loved it, and they really think it gives a lot of sense. But then every day is coming, and they are not really working on this topic, even if you made some summaries and some take-home messages and some topics to work on and some targets. But then it's versanden. I don't know the English word.
It's like
raining.
confusing. It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay, so just for clarification, so the team, you do workshops with everyone, but then do you have also single coachings with the team members?
Yeah,
Or is it,
at the beginning.
okay.
At the beginning,
Okay.
I have this basic coaching with everybody. It's
Okay,
like 2 hours, which you really show them also the meaning and what are the possibilities with such a strength profile, how does it work, and also how could you solve your problems by conscious strength using. It's a little, you have to learn this at the beginning. We also make like examples, and I also train with them like atomic habits. So like small habits which they can anchor some of the strength in the everyday with little symbols somewhere and everything. And then after this, when they really are arrived in this assessment, then we have the team workshop.
Okay, I understand. So, as you know, I have my startup, Edge Consulting, which specializes in corporate health solutions, and we are addressing all the levels, like the coaching part for teams, but also for leadership, but also body parts. So the therapy on the body, which can be from taking blood and see what deficiencies they have and giving infusions, to nutrition and to qigong or yoga or body treatments like acupuncture and so on. Is, for example, in ZKB, something covered of the other aspect, not the intellectual coaching aspect? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I know that the company is like supporting a lot of stuff like this. We have we have fitness rooms, we have also garderobes and showers, so that people have the possibility to integrate like some like sportive activity in their office time, like this. I'm not sure if we have like body coach in this term. We used to have such a program, which you could, after a certain year, which you're there, you could go to a 3 or 4 day workshop, which also contains all this, like measuring all your body data and looking what is your condition, then inspiring with sport, like to get to know new types of sports, which are really joyful. But I'm not sure if this program still is active.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not here to have you make a sales or something to ZKB, but in your opinion as a coach, do you think that this is something that would improve as well the team spirit? If there would be like not only the intellectual part treated, but also like the anchoring, because anchoring a lot of times has to do with like bringing it into the body, right?
Yeah, 100%. No doubt about this. So just if you just look on the man as one whole human being, every part of you is influencing other parts. So if you just the brain does not have, you should also have an entrance to your feeling, but you should also have an entrance to your instinctive stomach feelings, which are really like something different for me than the heart feeling, than the brain who's thinking. So all these parts, and I sometimes really have impression that a lot of people, they also lost their contact to their body.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when I also work sometimes for anchoring with feelings and body body signals, and ask sometimes people questions when they also agree to work like this, and they really have it's really difficult for them to say, for example, where in the body do you feel this and that emotion? It's more in the stomach, it's in the heart, it's in the brain, or it's in the arms, in the fingers. It's where is it? So, I don't know. What questions are you asking? So, and this is also for me a sign that that the connection with the whole body is really needed to have a healthy life.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that as well, very much. Because if it's only in the cognition, usually they lose it again. And as you said before, like sometimes you have teams that come only for the first cycle and then they leave it. Then I'm asking myself, how long are they going to be on the path of whatever you work with them with in this one team session coaching?
Yeah.
Is it
And
going to
it's
be
very
sustainable or is it not going to be sustainable?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we also feel a responsibility to anchor this as good as possible, and we're just working out at the end of the workshop also like what do they promise to do? I cannot imagine the word in English. How is it? Commitment, genau. They make a commitment to just do some small steps, but they commit to them, and often we ask them if really they want to sign this flip chart where we write on this commitment, so that they just try out something. And the brain is really in some way the brain also is like a machine. So if you're not use it, I mean this, you use it or lose it.
Yeah.
So, and if you use it, then only you have the possibility to say, oh wow, this is a new method, I tried it out and it helped me. So and this Erlebnis, this experience,
yeah,
you really need to have, because then the body is saving it with like dopamine, because everything what you do and gives you success is bringing you dopamine. And if you want to try something new, if you want a new habit or something, replacing a dysfunctional habit, you really have to try out, and it really feels like uncomfortable. You really have to go out of the comfort zone at the beginning. But then there is this room for new experience, and only in this new room of experience, which you have good success, you really have the potential to do it in a new way, which is functional and which really also gives you success. And then the brain reminds you, the more success you have, the more this new habit will be anchored in your brain. Yeah.
Very nice that you said that, because I wanted to go with you towards the new habits, and then you started to talk about it yourself. That's very good.
Yeah, your thoughts were coming over me.
Exactly. Very nice. What did I want to say now? It's been a pleasure having you.
Thanks.
We will slowly wrap up, and I would like to ask you as a last thing. So you solitarily work for the bank, or do you also do private sessions externally?
I work for 80%, and that's why, because I also want to make my own experience outside of the bank. And so I also work there, but not like I need to have those sessions. Whenever I see somebody who asking me, then I also make private sessions, but I'm not actively like searching or looking for more work, because normally I have a lot of coachings all day. And in my free time, I looked at on my Friday, on my days off, I will not have more than one coaching, because the rest of the time also I have other projects. I really love to photograph a lot. I really love to go out in the nature. And I need also the recreation time for me, because you can imagine when you have like 8 or 10 coachings a week, you also need to integrate some things, to think over it, to get the energy back also. So that's why I don't really seek it, but I'm not like
You're not saying no to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So whoever is interested, either CEOs who want to improve themselves and do not work at ZKB, or private people, you can contact Roger Meyer.
Yeah, exactly.
And he will share with me all the information. And it was really a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much, Edna. And all the best for your work.